What's going on, guys? This is Chase fan number 9 here, and I'm coming at you with another video. And for this time around, I'm going to be talking about the Xfinity Series race that just wrapped up a while ago at Phoenix Raceway, the LS Tractor 200, and we'll go from there. Now, before we get into the video, I'm going to just say this right now. Anyone who missed today's race only because Kyle Busch was in it, well, you basically just played yourself. I'm sorry, but it's true. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. So the racing, it was actually really good. We had passing under green. We had great battles, and we actually had 3 and 4 wide racing, and we had some stuff happen on the track. Tempers flared, which we'll get to later, and most of the race wasn't the Kyle Busch show, which is a good sign. So yeah. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the race. So Kyle Busch starts on pole. Austin Cindric started second. Green flag flies. Cindric gets the lead from Busch on lap 1 and leads the first 9 laps. And then, of course, Kyle Busch, who is in the 54 car, which has a nice looking paint scheme, obviously takes the lead from him and leads for a good while, actually. And then on lap 32, we have our first caution of the race when Ray Black Jr. goes spinning in turn 2. And I assume he got loose. That's what I think. So, yeah. Unless a tire went down or something, but I'm not sure. But I'm assuming he probably had a... You know what? I think he either had a tire go down or he just got loose, but I don't know. But, yeah. And then we had pit stops happen, and Justin Allgaier, who was one of the drivers to beat for this race, or one of the contenders for the race, he gets the lead coming off pit road, and he ends up winning stage number 1 because of that strategy. And you know what, kind of funny? Chastain, Briscoe, and Kyle Busch finished 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in stages 1 and 2. That's a fun fact for you right there. So, yeah. And also, Brad Keselowski was the other Cup leech in the race, but he didn't really do much in the race, actually. Yeah, he didn't do much. I like the paint scheme, though, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, he wasn't... Yeah, Brad Keselowski, guys, wasn't really a contender in this race. He just didn't do much, so, yeah. But anyways, we go back racing to begin stage 2, and we go racing for 29 laps, and then on lap 84, we had an incident where Colby Howard banged the wall coming off turn 2. I'm assuming he got way up into that, that black stuff, the PJ1, and he got into dirty air as well, and he hit that wall hard backside, and the back panel of his car came off, and he started slowing on the backstretch going into 3, and that instigated a caution. And we had pit stops again, and several drivers stayed out. Among those were drivers like and I forgot to mention Brad Keselowski. He actually led the field to the start of stage 2, and he was up there with Brandon Brown because they both stayed out, but they didn't last long, really, because just like anyone who stayed on older tires, they fell back. And Allgaier managed to get the lead, and that's how that played out. And I'm surprised they managed to do that without wrecking, so yeah. But anyways, for the end of stage 2, Chastain, Sieg, Moffitt, Williams, Brown, all those folks stayed out. And I thought Chastain was going to get away with the stage win, but Noah Gragson was right there on the newer tires, and he and Allgaier, along with Kyle Busch and Cindric and Jones, who was battling for Kyle Busch earlier in the he was battling Allgaier early in the race. They were coming, and Gregson manages to get to Chastain's bumper, and he didn't dump him. He just moved them slightly up the track. He managed to pull off a last lap pass for the stage victory there. And also Brown got points as well. So yeah. So Junior Motorsports does a clean sweep of both stages. And also another thing I saw is that we saw lots of moves, like drivers making moves on the outside, and we saw some crossovers as well. So yeah. But anyways, that's how it went. Then we go. Actually, you know what? Noah Gragson, when he went, not only did he win the stage, he actually led for a good while. He led almost 30 laps, and then of course Justin Allgaier's teammate comes back, and then lap 128 we had a wreck for Joe Nemechek, who I'm assuming hit the wall somewhere off two. I'm not sure, or was it turn four? I could be wrong, but he suffered enough damage to get a DNF in that race, unfortunately, driving the 47 car. So yeah. Then we go back racing. Then we had an incident on track which sparked tempers later, but we'll get to that later. So what happened was Brandon Brown, Dylan Bassett, who is driving a nice paint scheme for this race, Brandon Brown was going into turns 3 and 4, and they were battling, and he got up into Dylan Bassett, who hit the wall. Brandon Brown nearly spins, and I thought they were going to throw a caution at first, but then throw a caution. I was like, oh, never mind. But anyways, yeah. And then we go back racing as they're going into turns 1 and 2. Daniel Hemrick once again hit with bad luck. He got loose up underneath Brad Keselowski, and he got into Ray Black Jr., who suffered damage earlier, and he didn't get the worst of it. Both Hemrick and Black's teammate Joe Graff Jr. were taken out of the race, and yeah, even though I don't like Joe Graff Jr., he had nowhere to go, and I gotta admit, NASCAR had every right to have that lengthy caution. So yeah, it was unfortunate for both of them. And also, oh yeah, I remember Alex LeBay was in that wreck too. So yeah, that was unfortunate. But LeBay, I think he managed to keep going. I think, yeah, he did. I remember. So yeah, Justin Allgaier was battling. Then, oh wait, I remember Brandon Jones. He was battling after the halfway point of the race. Keep thinking early on, but it was later on. And I could tell that Jones was looking to be a competitor, so yeah. But anyways, after that lengthy caution, we go back racing with 47 laps to go, and that green flag run all the way to the checker flag, that was the longest one. And Justin Allgaier, who he pitted I think like 2 cautions prior to the last one, like a caution prior to the last one, I think. He picked because he thought that we were gonna have a late race caution within like 20 to go, but unfortunately, we didn't get that caution, and Justin Allgaier basically screwed himself out of a potential good finish, or possibly let alone the win. And after all that happened, it was basically Kyle Busch up front. And another thing I liked is that when Kyle Busch got the lead, he couldn't get away. The second place driver would always be right up on him, and we actually had some good racing in stage 1 where we had 4 cars under a blanket, I think, right up until then. But yeah, the second place driver wasn't gonna let Kyle Busch get away, regardless of who it was. They were right on his tail, and Brandon Jones managed to do that. So yeah, that was pretty. And also, lap traffic played a favor in the Kyle Busch's role. And then next thing I know, with 20 to go, Brandon Jones gets the lead from Kyle Busch going into the dogleg, and Jones was gone. And to make it even better, Harrison Burton, who was fresh off his win in California, got the lead. Got second place from Kyle Busch, and by the time he was up there, Brandon Jones was pretty much gone. And in the end, Brandon Jones held on to win the LS Tractor 200 at Phoenix. It's his second career win, and it's the 500th win for Toyota across NASCAR's top 3 series. I'm just going to say this right now. I honestly don't care how much money these paid drivers and their dads have on them. All I care is about them trying to race for wins and championships and have good finishes. And I had a good feeling Jones was going to win again in his career, but lo and behold, he did. And he passed inspection too, so yeah. if you thought they were going to have a chance at cheating, that wasn't going to happen. So yeah, I'm gaining more respect for Brandon Jones, as I've been gaining it ever since. Well, I gain respect for the fact that he managed to beat Kyle Busch, you know, and I'm proud that he did that. As much as you folks don't like Brandon Jones, you should be glad that Kyle Busch didn't. So yeah. And besides, you think getting rid of Brandon Jones and these page drivers is gonna work? That's not gonna happen. We need these guys because their money might help the sport a lot down the line. So yeah. And I actually liked Brandon Jones from the start, and there were times where I didn't understand the criticism, but dating back to last year, I started to understand it more, and I knew Brandon Jones was going to win that Kansas race, and I know he got lucky, but still, I had a good feeling he was going to win nonetheless. And also the paint scheme that was on his car, Menards and Turtle Wax, that was actually really cool. So yeah. Yeah, I expect Brandon Jones to tear up less equipment and do better this year. And also, this was a huge redemption for him, considering the fact that he had a good car last week and had a shot at the win, but he unfortunately had circumstances beyond his control happen to him and it took him out of contention. So yeah. And if he is running trucks, I won't be surprised if he won in trucks either. So yeah. But anyways, nonetheless, happy for Jones and that whole Joe Gibbs bunch. And Joe Gibbs, they not only won today's race, but they also finished 1, 2, 3. Jones first, Burton second, Kyle Busch third, and Riley Herbst finished 10th. So good effort for him. And yeah, the results, they actually look really good. Brad Keselowski managed to finish 4th, and Chastain managed to rebound for a top 10 after having power steering issues earlier, because it happened towards the end of stage 2, so he managed to have a good rebound from that. Daniel Hemrick, unfortunately, plagued with more bad luck, and Justin Allgaier basically screwed himself out of a win, let alone a top 10. And Jeff, you know what I kind of find funny? Jeff Green out finished higher than Michael Net, and same with Josh Williams, which I kind of find shocking. And Green was running high as 9th, so that you have to give a tip of a cap to him. Justin Allgaier 13, Brandon Brown 12, and Ryan Sieg, even though it was in the top 10 finish, he still got a solid top 12 finish nonetheless. And now, next up, the fight. So that whole incident I was talking about between Bassett and Brown, well, it led to a final pit road where Bassett charged at Brandon Brown, and he got up into his driver's side window, and golly, I don't know what to say to that fight, but come on. I'm like, I wasn't sure if they really had to, but hey, that's just what the sport's all about. And I know some people are probably going to hate the Bassett brothers, Dylan and Ronnie, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm still kind of biased about it, but I was kind of shocked that it happened. You probably heard me in my reaction video, so yeah. Wow, I guess they were influenced by Suarez and McDowell. So yeah. If I had to rate this race, I would give it a 10 out of 10, mostly because there was multiple leaders up front other than just being Kyle Busch up there dominating the whole race, and that we saw action happen. So yeah. Now that Jones has 2 wins, he's going to start winning more, guys. So, yeah. If Brandon Jones makes into the Final 4 this year, I'd be just shocked. Yeah, it's time for him to learn from his mistakes this year. That's all I can say. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. This has been Chase fan number 9 here. It's time to watch the Cup race tomorrow, and I'm really excited because my boy Chase Elliott's on the pole. And with that, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell down below to get notifications for all my videos. And make sure to hit that like button. And with that, I'll see you guys on my next video. And until then, have a good one. Bye, everyone.